An American military convoy is currently moving through the streets of a city in South Vietnam. The soldiers are on high alert, but the recon team ahead of them reported no VC in the area. They were completely incorrect. The Viet Cong, supplied by the North Vietnamese, were hiding inside of the buildings as standard villagers. When the time was right, they popped out from cover and are ready to ambush the US military convoy. T-54 tank reinforcements are inbound from the hills above the city. They'll move in after the initial ambush in an attempt to sweep the remaining US military forces. Can the US military survive this ambush, or will they go down trying? If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below your own ideas for future Men of War Vietnam at War mod battle simulator scenarios on the channel. Either way, let's get this thing cracking. So let's see how much of the US convoy the Viet Cong can take out during this ambush battle. The Viet Cong begin their firing spree, RPGs coming from the buildings at the top right as well as top center over that way. Viet Cong infantry coming out of hiding beneath the fence right here and blasting a number of American soldiers with their rifle fire and SMG fire, but Americans are pouring out of their vehicles right now to charge through and take a number of these troopers out. More RPGs coming in. We've got flame tanks for the United States pouring fire into the Viet Cong, trying to blast them out of there. These tanks were used for deforestation of the jungle to try and make less hiding spots for the VC. However, in this case, it works in the city very nicely, although looks like they're scorching some of their own soldiers right there. My goodness, some serious damage to their own troops. Little fragging going on, although I doubt those were officers. I think it's the reverse of fragging. Tank crews destroying regular old US grunts, and we've got a tow missile right here blowing up parts of the building, trying to drive some of the VC out of them, it seems. We've got a lot of suppressive fire going in to the building's windows over this way. More RPGs, I think, trying to blow up some of these troop transport trucks here, because if they take these out, it'll blow up and cause a chain reaction of pretty much everyone else. Now, the tanks for the VC and North Vietnamese are coming on in here. We got T-54s. Looks like the BTRs get blown up very, very quickly, and we have a little bit of an engagement between some US tanks over that way and North Vietnamese tanks that are coming on in. A huge whiff shot from that first shot of the US tank right there. Though it might have hit that BTR, so I guess it's not a total waste, but still, the T-54 should be its main target out here. We've got more rocket fire striking every which way, and now it ends up hitting one of these tank traps over here, a roadblock, and the T-54 absolutely shreds this big boy. Yikes. We still have an APC left alive over here with a 50 cal. Oh no, the explosion actually burned out the inside. We have another US tank. This is a flame tank coming through though, so I don't think it's going to be able to do too much. Its machine gun is getting a few VC kills over that way, but it's not going to amount to a lot. Another US tank over. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. This way is still alive. This entire portion of the city is burning right. Wow, whoa, like the whole city is burning right now. My goodness, we have a lot of VC over here. It looks like they got very burnt out. More over this way, a lot of them crispy and dead. Yikes, this factory area over here has resulted in quite the slaughter. This tank is dead for the US, but still some soldiers. Okay, that might have been overkill, I'm not gonna lie. Wow! I have not seen this many flames in Men of War in a very, very long time. Holy cow. This building here, where ambushers are still seemingly alive, is just getting torn apart now. Is that a T-54? Yes, it is. Alright, so the Viet Cong sending in some more armored units. We have a tow missile APC up this way. Looks like it did manage to take that one out, as well as a 50 cal over here, but it should pivot and shoot that one back that way. These were the tanks that came from the top of the mountain over here, but we also have our T-54s back here on top of this mountain, taking out one of them right there. These two here are still alive, and they're not moving forward just yet. So maybe they're waiting for this tank to stop looking this way, and then they'll end up popping him again. I'm not totally sure. U.S. infantry troopers begin to move through the Viet Cong defenses over this way, trying to systematically eliminate them, and it seems to really be working for them. They're just coming in from all different angles once they realize where the VC were on the battlefield. And they are crushing it at this point. Yeah, the VC is on hard times right now. It seems like they do have some good holdouts. Their main ambush force in the middle is pretty much completely killed, but they did manage to take out quite a number of vehicles and tanks. Uh-oh. This thing is burning, and the driver is losing control of it. And its final act is to ram through this building here, exposing the VC inside, I think. My goodness. This is quite the battle we got going here, boyos. So the U.S. infantry is spreading out in the middle. They basically won the middle section of the battlefield with the help of their APCs and infantry. But then in the way back over here, there's a ton of VC still alive. And then we also have the top right over this way near the pig farm, where we've got VC coming on in, as well as their tanks. They have one tank there. This one is dead, it appears. I think they had 3 tanks over here, so maybe there is one more somewhere out here. I'm not sure. I don't see it at the moment, but I could just be blind. I'm not totally sure. But at the very least, they still have one tank over this way, still alive, and a lot of infantry beginning to move forward over here. So, do the U.S. have soldiers? Yes, they do. They have actually quite a number of troops, maybe 2 or 3 squads worth, just behind this building over here, including some recoilless rifles that they'll be able to take out this thing with if they manage to play their cards right. I would definitely just chill back there and let the VC attack you. Seems to be what they're doing right now. Let's go ahead and zoom in on these guys. Got a couple of PPSH troopers running on in, RPD troopers as well. We have an M21 trooper right there, and he's probably gonna get it right now. I don't know why he is just chilling there instead of moving, and yeah, he gets gunned down as we speak. Absolutely brutal. DMR trooper over this way, and there's more fire from back here as there is yet another tank over here. Very nice, and that thing is going to be able to shoot down that alleyway and potentially save those U.S. Marines over here. We do have grenade going out this way. That's against the Viet Cong, I believe. Very nice. Yes, it was, but doesn't really end up getting much in terms of a kill. If we look at the minimap at the top left, red are Viet Cong soldiers left alive, blue are U.S. soldiers left alive. The U.S. has many, many more troopers left alive at this point. However, it does seem like the Viet Cong is a little bit more together, a little bit more coordinated, though they are taking some very silly fights at the moment, going up against some strong points of the United States. That trooper getting gunned down is an example of it, as, you know, this is just a tight choke point. Why do they keep charging soldiers into it? The world may never know. Rockets getting shot at these buildings over here, toppling them on top of U.S. troopers who have taken residence in them after they managed to drive out the Viet Cong with flames over that way. This is an artillery tank right here, though it does appear to be dead already. I'm not sure if we really got to see any of the artillery tanks getting much action in, but we are going to see a number of U.S. infantry troopers on the main drag here, pushing the Viet Cong, who are still holding a very tight position on the opposite end of this street. We'll see if the Viet Cong's primitive weapons here manage to be of much success. They do have a few modern weapons, you know, the RPD, as well as there should be some AKs in there and stuff like that, but most of their stuff is going to be German and Soviet weapons from World War II, which is what the Viet Cong mainly managed to get their hands on during the war. But they're still going to be able to kill with them. You know, a gun is a gun. And they might be able to take out a lot of U.S. troopers if they decide to just push through this midsection right here without vehicle cover. This is not the greatest assault. They might have gotten a little bit cocky from that side entranceway area, but I think the U.S. does have a little bit better armor than the VC, so they should be able to tank at least a couple of these bullets. M16A4 troopers going in. We got some Thompson gunners out here, as well as some M60 troopers. We got the whole shebang. The whole shaboinky. Wow. Okay, so this U.S. tank explodes in a fiery mess and lights this apartment building on fire. I take it was these troopers over here, maybe, who managed to do that, or more of the troops that are over this way. We actually do have U.S. troopers coming from the factory area over there, and the Viet Cong are kind of out in the open in this area. There's not a ton of cover for them to take, and it looks like a lot of their troopers were flushed out by flames early on in this battlefield, so you know, not a crazy number of them remaining, but still, they're putting up a defense here. They're trying to stop the U.S. advance, and they're actually doing it. They're getting some decent kills over this way. Once they move past this little doorway area, this trooper here can just blast him down. You can actually see that trooper getting blinded by suppression fire. That does happen in this. In fact, the Vietnam at War, Men of War Assault Squad 2 mod actually has some pretty interesting features. It has gun jamming, it has, you know, soldiers getting suppressed, soldiers getting blinded, etc., etc. I believe it has like shell shock or something as well. That's going to be a ruthless grenade. Oh, yeah. Taking out a lot of troopers. But on top of that, there's actually like insect bites and like malaria and things like that that you can suffer. You can get bit by snakes and things. Those are more for the single player missions. The actual battle simulator, it doesn't matter too much because usually a trooper is going to die in these scenarios before that really impacts them, but it will whittle down their health and have adverse effects, making them slower or making their aim worse, etc., etc. Actually, if we go ahead and do this, we might see some of those effects pop up. Oh, look at this. Wait, is that that's a T-54. How did that thing get in here? Wow. Oh, flame tank versus T-54. All right, well, if it scorches the engine, this tank will be donezo. It looks like the engine is on fire. So even though it somehow managed to get this deep into the battlefield, it is going to get completely roasted and toasted and burnt out. And there we go. Blown up from the inside. A little implosion action. That really sucks for the Viet Cong right there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the effects right now. What about on the U.S.? Oh, there's the explosion. Blows up half the building. Oh, yeah, here. Jammed weapon over this way for some of them. Stunned. You see the little text right there. I mean, this is in other mods too, like Robs and stuff like that, but for the Vietnam at War mod, it does have some exclusive ones, like those insect bites and things like that. It's just really interesting. This guy's about to get sniped out. Oof. Yikes. So if we look at the minimap right now, blue are Viet Cong left alive, red are US infantry and tanks left alive. Tank-wise, we're not looking too fantastic. Actually, these T-54s are going to be coming. Is this guy stuck? I think they might be stuck. I'll unstick them because they're actually supposed to be, you know, involved in the battle. So let's unstick them and we'll put them at the base of the bridge here so they can actually, you know, move if they so desire. But there we go. Okay, those are unstuck there. So these tanks will have to watch out for that flank. We have a couple APCs getting derped around over that way. Wait, what? There are Viet Cong that ran all the way back here. Guys, go back to the battlefield. What are you doing? All right. So Viet Cong holdouts are getting a lot of kills against the U.S. infantry. Right now, the U.S. is looking at mounting losses across this whole thing. So red are dead U.S. troopers, yellow are dead Viet Cong troopers. And we can definitely see that the Viet Cong are starting to get more and more kills as time goes on here. And this T-54 Goes for the flank and gets smacked. The crew is injured, track damaged. It's still alive, but there is fire, which never really bodes well for these things. It fires back, hitting a building, but then itself gets torched. It was trying to gun for that APC, I think? Oh no, that was just a separate explosion. I think it was shooting into these. I'm not totally sure. Either way, we're going into normal speed now. Here comes another T-54, using this as a shield. That's pretty smart. Now fire! Nope. Okay. What are you doing? Fire! Oh my goodness. Wow. That thing could have done a lot, but instead was very stupid. Got more explosions striking over here. The US have had enough, and they are pushing their tanks through this way now, and mounting more casualties against the VC, that's for sure. Oh, that is a flame tank. Yikes! That's going to be rough. Oh, there were so many soldiers over. Oh my goodness. Whoa. That is brutal. Oh no, not the rice fields. Making some Rice Krispies over here. Oh my goodness, they are torching the jungle now, burning out this tank, and any surviving Viet Cong is probably their next target. Oh god. That is brutality. So this entire area is getting destroyed. Yep, look at that. Wow. We still have a few VC over here. Some RPG troopers, so maybe they can do something. There's a few in these buildings over this way, too. There's still a bunch back here that the U.S. Is going to probably have a rough time taking care of. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. Yikes. Okay, but I think the U.S. is going to manage to get a W during this thing. Oh, that's a bad idea. If these all blow up, it could cause a huge chain reaction. Luckily, that shrapnel grenade was not enough. Uh-oh. Buddy, one of you guys, come on. React. React. Take that guy out. What are you doing? It's a good thing this guy has the worst aim. Oh, never mind. Oh, flame tank. Oh, the return. Oh, no. The flame tanks are so unbelievably devastating, aren't they? My goodness. And here comes that one. And the machine gunner's having a field day. Oh, wow. Okay. These things can just blast through cover. The flames in this mod are deadly. We have a trooper hiding in the water over here. I can't blame him for doing that. We've got a few troops over here. Let's go ahead and squad them up, I guess. We can send them this way. Maybe we'll do like a last little hoorah over this way or something like that with these troopers, and then we could take these troopers out and do the same over here. Here's a nice little piece of cover. It's not the greatest though. Is there cover anywhere else? I guess there's this building here, or I don't know. This guy is chilling inside this building. You want to unlock the door for him? Oh! I didn't think he'd run out after that. Oh no. Okay, yeah, it's not like these troopers would have gotten really any kills at all. However, I think I sealed their fate there. The U.S. is definitely taking the W here. What does this say? Yao Meng? Maybe? I don't know, it's too blurry. It's too blurry. Okay. Well, these last remaining troopers over this way, taking some pot shots. You gotta at least appreciate the fact that they are still fighting this battle. Trying to get a few kills, but... Oh! That guy lit on fire somehow? Maybe this truck? I don't know. The fire in this mod spreads like crazy. There's another flame tank. I also feel like the T-54s were honestly next to useless. They were a low point, and here we go. The final flambe is occurring here. Oh, goodness gracious. Not good. Not good. Yikes. Yeah, so the U.S. military manages to survive this ambush for sure. And, I mean, they took some pretty big losses. Right now, a lot of the bodies will probably be destroyed by vehicles driving over them, plus the flames and explosions probably taking a lot of them out too. But even still, we could see lots of... That's my chair making that weird noise. Lots of dead US soldiers and dead vehicles for them. They did suffer a lot of vehicle losses, but the Viet Cong definitely got absolutely obliterated. This flame tank over here has 53 kills, 2 vehicle kills. This one has 8 kills, 1 vehicle kill. This one has 13 kills. Okay, it was really that one over there that was the massive destructive force. I wonder if they have additional armor, though, because it seems like that's the only normal tank still alive, and the rest are flame tanks still alive. So maybe they do have added armor for the flame tanks or something. I'm not totally sure. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.